Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Final Stallions!
If you could do one karaoke song, what would it be?
If I could do one karaoke song.
What is your cover song, Klep?
I think I would do Drops of Jupiter by Train because I wouldn't be the only one singing. You hear that at karaoke in a bar and everyone's singing it. So, number one, everyone isn't going to get to hear my awful voice. Number two, it's one of the few songs I actually know all the words to. All right, I'm flipping that question back on you. Now, what song would you sing?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you do have to consider if you're doing karaoke, you do have to tailor it towards the crowd, and like that is like a huge part of karaoke as well, and like getting the people going. Honestly, my just go-to always is, well, actually, there's two. One is just "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. That one I can just belt. People know that one. A hidden one that I love is called "Just a Gigolo" by David Lee Roth, and that is Klep. Do you know that one?
I feel like I might. I can't say if with certainty, but
I'll tell you, it has a line that just goes, "Humbly baby, let's see la bamba, humbly baby, let's see la bop. I ain't got nobody." It's an absolute ripper. But here we are on Vinyl Stallions with just Spruce and Klep for the first time in months.
Indeed, it feels like it's been forever.
This is where I get a little bit freaky. And if
but it's not Chili Peppers, not too freaky.
No tarps on for this one. But if you haven't put two and two together or read the title of this video, we are talking cover songs in music history. And as we love to do it, and as our great listeners like, we're going to put them in a top 10 order. And Klep and I, for those who haven't watched one of these videos before, Klep and I just go and make our own top 10 list. We don't talk about it beforehand. I have no idea what he put on. He has no idea what I put on. There has been some mashups throughout the 90s top 10s that we've done. But this is the first time we're diving into just not a year. Again, it's top 10 cover songs ever. Klep, where did this idea come from? Because you brought it up.
So, okay, shout out my uncle Jason. He is actually the one who had this idea. He heard one of our top 10 albums of either, 94, 95, or 96, had one of those years. And yeah, I think it might have been at Thanksgiving. He was like, a good top 10 episode idea would be cover songs. I was like, that actually is a pretty good idea.
It is, man. The essence of a cover song is crazy because it fuels local music. It fuels not even just local music, but just weddings, events. Like the common listener is looking for cover bands, honestly. The majority of people are the common listener. And it's weird for us because we're just we talk about music all the time. We see local shows and stuff, but covers are so important in just the history of music, how one song starts as something and is just absolutely created into something else. And we've seen it done so many different times, and so many times you may not even know it is a cover.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We're all guilty of it.
Yeah. No, I definitely am. And it's a nice surprise too sometimes when you like have a song and you like thought it was that artist's song, and then you find out, well, like, oh, this is actually so-and-so song. But okay, Spruce, question for you. So like this is kind of a very open-ended thing, like the top 10 cover songs. Like, how did you think about that? Like how are you defining something as like the top? Like, was there any certain criteria a song had to meet for you, or like, I guess how did you go about that?
I mean, just like all things in music, I go off of my own personal just opinions and likes and choices. And
so just like the songs that you like the most.
Yeah, like I mean, I just think about like covers that have been done that I know of, and then yeah, like it's like all these songs in my top 10, and we'll give some shout outs to one that just missed it, but like I absolutely love every single one of these songs, know every single word to every single one of these songs. And I feel like they've just been ingrained in me for the past 2 decades. And they just so happen. I mean, it's fun to like look at like what do other people consider the top? Because I always create my list and then go look at other lists. And a lot of these were actually just in very common lists as well. And I was like, all right, so I'm hot more than cold. But again, it's all opinionated, man. I don't know, how'd you think about it?
So pretty similar. I guess the one thing that I like definitely included with mine though is I was like, I'm not going to put this on the list if I would not rather listen to it over the original. So that was like another thing I guess that I could say about all these songs. It's not saying I don't like the original, but and I'm not even like saying it's better than the original per se. I'm saying I would rather listen to this version of the song than the original version of the song. And then after it meets that criteria, it's just which one do I like the most?
And we're about to find out right now.
Ding,
Klep,
ding,
start us out,
ding.
baby. Let's see what is sitting at number 10. Just cracked the list for
So
you.
this is a pretty popular choice, I feel like. And I don't know, but I bet you have this somewhere on your list. But Higher Ground by Red Hot Chili Peppers, the original artist, Stevie Wonder, I believe off the album Inner Visions. But yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers version is off the album Mother's Milk, just legendary cover. The way they do it in like this funk punk rock style is just like so electric. Oh, oh.
Did you mention Chili Peppers? Unfortunately, no, they didn't crack my list, dude. I honestly, it was very close. That was an honorable mention, but like, honestly, they owe that song a lot. That put them on the fucking map.
And so going back to what I said earlier, there's another amazing cover on that album, Fire, originally a Jimi Hendrix song, and I didn't even put it on my honorable mentions because I'm taking the Jimi version all day. But I do like the Stevie version, but I would rather listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers version if you held a gun to my head.
So sitting at number 10 for me is going to actually be completely opposite of what you just preached. So at number 10 is Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker, originally written by the Old Crow Medicine Show.
Yeah, the
And
old school bluegrass band.
yes, and like very popular. I went to Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. It was just like an anthem. I remember as like as soon as I was like going into it, I remember just everyone was singing that song, uh and then Darius came out with it honestly like towards the end of my high school, early college career, and like so I honestly would listen to the Old Crow Medicine Show because I really like that original version best. But the way Darius Rucker just put his take on it, brought that song to life, literally gave it an entire platform, and he did just a great job with it as well. Like it has more energy to it, and he honestly probably has like a better voice for it as well. I'm still just for my OU roots is like Old Crow Medicine Show wrote it, bro. Come on. But Darius Rucker, I mean, that's an incredible cover. Everyone knows all the words to that one without even thinking about it. And that's it at number 10.
Yeah, that's a very fair choice. And yeah, I mean, both versions of that song are great. I mean, I feel like that's going to be true with most of these. Like, both versions of it are going to be great because for it to be a great cover, I mean, it kind of has to be a good song originally, you know? But yeah, so number 9. And this one, with what I've said about my criteria in mind, could get some backlash for this one, but Smooth Criminal, Alien Ant Farm, the original obviously by the legend Michael Jackson, but the Alien Ant Farm version is like it's just so good. And it's very interesting. Like that's their most popular song. Like it's a cover. That's probably the most, for a lot of people, that's the only Alien Ant Farm song they would know. Um, but yeah, I just, again, the energy is amazing. It's a little different because it's not funky like the Michael Jackson version. It's a little bit sped up, which would make sense. They're doing it through like an alternative metal, hard rock, punk, medium. Um, yeah, the Alien Ant Farm singer, his voice is really good for the song too. And yeah, it just works. It's a fantastic cover.
It is a fantastic cover. I actually heard Smooth Criminal. I got so into Michael Jackson like so fucking much like 10 years ago, and I heard Smooth Criminal on the radio for the first time recently, and man, that song just is so good. He makes incredible music, man. But that is a great cover. That's always on or recommended here at the Waverly Court. But sitting at number 9 for myself is one I really didn't know was a cover until recently, but Take Me to the River, the Talking Heads,
Wow.
originally written by Al Green.
That's right.
And you only like I obviously only think really of Talking Heads when you hear that song, or you think of the Sopranos. But it is an incredible one, and it had to make my top 10 list.
Yeah, no, that's like very true. And I've heard the Al Green version of that song so many times, but both those artists play it so differently that I never even like made the connection, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's so good. Talking Heads are so good. So had to make my top 10. Take me to the river.
By the water. All right. So number 8 for me is going to another Stevie Wonder cover. It is You Are the Sunshine of My Life, sung by none other than Vinyl Stallions guest, episode 83, Tony Momrell. And so Tony's version of this is very interesting. So like this is like a 3.5 minute song, and Tony's version is like over 6 minutes. So they go through like the song, how like Stevie has it arranged, and then there is like 3 minutes of just like Tony scat singing and like the band just absolutely teeing off and playing the craziest music. Like I I mean, it's a bold claim, saying that like somebody's doing a song better than Stevie did it, and I'm saying that somebody did it twice. We're only 3 picks in. But I'm telling you, go listen to this version of the song and come back at me. Like you'll probably find that you like it more too.
And that's Filter Klep approved. Sitting at number 8 for myself is going to be Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin, originally written by Roger Miller. This song holds a special place in my heart as a guitarist. I had a handful of songs in college, junior year, when I picked up the guitar for the first time, and I would just fiddle around to. And this was one of them that literally just introduced me into just moving around the guitar. And there's a jam at the end of this song with a guitar, or well, it starts with a piano and then it tosses it over to a guitar solo. And Klep, I don't know if you know the song off the top of your head.
Oh, I absolutely do.
It is, I mean, the way I love, and again, this is me as a guitarist, like I believe the first half of the song is in like C, G, and D, and then it switches over to like A minor, and like in the second verse, it's just like completely different, but like played and strummed the same way. And the energy Janis puts behind it, it's had to make my top 10, and I will fucking love the song forever. Me and Bobby McGee, busted flight in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I need
Yeah,
to put out a cover of that, dude. Damn.
that is an absolute ripper of a song.
Janis, yeah, Janis. I need to dive in more in itself. She is an absolute legend that made a mark for just women in music and history. I'm honestly mad I left her off our women in music series, but
I mean,
I guess
we
that's an
picked
excuse
six
to,
fantastic
I was
artists.
gonna say, how are we supposed to limit it down to 6? And just another excuse to do more. So,
Mhm.
but yep, Janis Joplin, me and Bobby McGee at number 8.
All right, so now we're at number 7 for your boy Klep, and it is Love Song by 311, originally done by The Cure, and very the two songs are very different. The Cure version is more sped up. Love Song is more slowed down, more in like that reggae funk rock style that 311 does. But the way 311 does it is like, I don't know, the Cure version is like that new wave, kind of has like a punk vibe to it. Like I feel like 311 turns Love Song into like a true love song. Like that is bedroom music. But not the Cure version, I don't think. But yeah, it's just a total vibe and they do it so well.
Hell yeah! Shout out to 311. What a band.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do one of their albums. They're like a band that just kind of got lost in the mix cuz like at that time like Incubus, Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers were all like kind of really in the spotlight in that kind of musical space. Even like Limp Bizkit, on the heavier end, Linkin Park, Corn, I don't know. And
Yeah,
311 just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But they're a really fucking good band.
hell yeah. All right, number 7. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Originally written by Dolly Parton, which I did not know.
Mhm.
Um, this one just felt like it needed a place. This song hits so different, especially the third and final time when she comes in with the "Don't and I." Like, tell me you don't get shivers every single time that just Tom gets hit and then she breaks in. Oh, it's so good. So, yes, I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston, number 7.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job with that. All right, so number 6, we have arrived at our first crossover of the day, and I have Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
I would like to expand though. So the song was actually originally written by a gentleman named Chris Christopherson. Roger Miller was the first to perform and record it. But Chris Christopherson is the original writer of it, and he actually shares it with a gentleman named Fred Foster. But it appears on a 1970 album of Chris Christopherson's called Christopherson. And then, yeah, a year later, Janis Joplin releases it in 1971. Nobody knows about the other two versions because Janis is a fucking star, and that album, Pearl, is incredible. So, yeah, if we're talking about maybe doing a Janis Joplin one, that would be the one I would recommend.
Hell yeah. Nice. Yeah, we haven't talked about that song or Janis much in general. Like,
Yeah, that's the
outside.
only album of hers that I really know. So maybe we shouldn't do that one. Maybe we should just dive into something totally new.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, that's an interesting fact. Chris Christopherson.
Yeah,
Sure, he's not
yeah,
Chris Kringle. Is he?
might as well. He spells it with a K, so just like Kris Kringle,
All right.
Doris
So
Pringle Brule.
sitting at number 6 for myself will be Atlantic City by the band, originally written by Bruce Springsteen.
Ooh,
And again, one where I'm backing up. So it's a funny concept. So Bruce's version. If people don't know it, it's slow version off of Nebraska. All acoustic. That's a crazy concept of an album where Bruce did everything you hear is by himself. That was, and he went up to a cabin, and he was originally just supposed to make some demos, and then he was like, fuck it, put it out as the album. And so he wrote that song, and the band did an incredible job picking up the energy with it, and that's honestly probably the one people hear the most. But Bruce, when he's performed it live in the past couple decades, like, he puts this energy behind it. We got a song off Nebraska when Klep and I saw Bruce, and it was Johnny 99. And again, all of the ones on Nebraska are like acoustic slow, but they've done twists on them where they just bring that energy up. And if you go look up Atlantic City, it might be Madison Square Garden on Spotify or just any live video. Holy shit, it goes full circle. So it's either Atlantic City by the band or Atlantic City by Bruce live covering Bruce studio.
Right on.
Yeah, bet you didn't expect that, a cover of your own song.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so ladies and germs, grab a drink, use the bathroom, because we have reached the halfway point. We are now entering the top 5. And kicking it off, number 5, I am rolling with All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, which is originally a Bob Dylan song. And yeah, I mean, this is just an absolutely nuts song off the album Electric Ladyland. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic Jimmy shred fest. Like, not a whole lot to say about it.
I mean,
Amazing
you know a song. Yeah, you know a song's good when, like, I'm in my head just like humming it to myself. And when you know every single like guitar lick and like things that he's doing, that's when you know it's just top tier, best of the best shit. So everyone remember that one very closely. Number 5 for myself will be With a Little Help from My Friends by Joe Cocker, originally written by the Beatles.
This is one I was thinking about.
Dude, I mean, the soul, the energy, the backing chorus with the women, all so well put together, and like it does a great job of songs where like you bring it to the bottom low, you bring it so low, everyone's just waiting for and I get like synth coming in, you're smashing them cymbals. I love the song. It'll always make me think the only time I've been to Bonnaroo, I saw Mumford and Sons. And who else was there? I think Hosier. I think Old Crow Medicine Show may have actually been there, but
wow.
And Ed Helms, who's a famous actor, but nonetheless, yeah, there might have been a couple other people, but they all got on stage at the end of Mumford's set and like played this song, and there was like 25 people up there, and I was like, this is crazy. Everyone's taking turns with solos. It like went on for like 15 minutes.
That sounds rowdy as fuck.
Yeah, I gotta find a YouTube video and send it to you. But yep, so that's number 5.
All right. Number 4 for me, and this might kind of be cheating because the same guy wrote this song, but it's 2 different bands, like over 10 years apart. So I'm counting it anyways. But the song is Rock This Town by the Brian Setzer Orchestra, which is a cover of the Stray Cats version, which Brian Setzer was the lead singer and songwriter in that band. But I mean, they are 2 completely different songs, and the Stray Cats version is good. The Brian Setzer Orchestra version is great. It is amazing. It is a absolutely fantastic song. Like, I do not know how much more I could sell it. If you like drums, you like bass, you like horns, like, this song is for you.
I'm a fucking idiot. I can't believe I left Setzer off of my top 10. Dude, that whole album, that one and Sleepwalk is a cover.
Is it?
Oh, yes, dude. That song has been covered by a lot of people. It's an instrumental song recorded and released in 1959 by American instrumental rock and roll duo Santo and Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Oh, I honestly meant to do that. I made this list today, but I was listening to the Sleepwalk. Everyone go listen to that album, The Dirty Boogie by Brian Setzer Orchestra. It's seriously maybe a top 5 album for me ever. Damn it, Klep. What a good song. That song's so good.
It is. Like that. I think that's my favorite off that album.
Dude, I mean, it rocked this time when it goes low and it's just, he brings the horns down and there's just the drum beat.
Yeah, yeah, and then dude, the drummer tees off, has like an absolutely stupid solo.
Talk about a walk.
And while that's happening, dude, there's like horns blaring. It's just nuts.
Yeah, wow. Please go listen to that. I'm really mad I left that off. Great choice. But I'll continue with great choices though. Sitting at number 4, RESPECT by Aretha Franklin.
That was one that just missed it for me.
Yeah, dude. Originally written by Otis Redding. And this is one when I said, like, you know, I went off just my own self. Like again, every single one of these songs that I've said, I know every single word to every single everything. And like, this is one that will forever just be ingrained in my head.
Just a little bit.
Third grade. Wow, sweeter than honey.
Yeah.
The Stampy's gonna be like, he doesn't know that song.
It's off of an 80s album, isn't it?
Yes. Or I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. So I mean, Aretha, this definitely wasn't one of her like early hits. Like she had been around the block for a little bit when this came out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not finding anything. Well, I also didn't even look that hard, but nonetheless, Aretha Franklin, respect everyone, respect that song, respect Aretha. Go see that movie and let me know how it is, because I actually did not see it yet.
All right, so we're on to number 3, and this song is one I think many people like but may not realize is a cover, and that is Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin off the album Led Zeppelin 1, originally a Jake Holmes song. Couldn't tell you what type of music Jake Holmes is or anything like that, but I know Led Zeppelin, and that song is like maybe a top 5 Led Zeppelin song, so I will just leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know Jake Holmes either. What if it was like a lullaby song, like it was like with like a xylophone where he's like down, 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 down. Zeppelin's like, all right, put that crunch on, baby.
Confused for so long, it's not true.
Dude. You just had something take control of you during that thing.
Then Jimi gets a hold of it and is like, what do we have here?
That is a great choice. All right, so breaking my top 3 will be Valerie by Amy Winehouse and Mark Ronson, originally by the Zutons.
That is an excellent choice. Boop, boop, doop, doop, boop, 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 doop, doop, boop.
What an incredible song. Like, yeah, the way that they do it, the music video is incredible as well. And everyone will just always think of Amy Winehouse when they come to this one. And yeah, probably our most popular song, I would think. Maybe Rehab.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, Valerie's right up there.
It is. But yeah, I love that song. I've loved it forever. Have even performed it live with said Klep.
Yeah, that's right. Well, half of it.
Yeah, and then the cops showed up and said, "Shut this shit down," and we just kept playing. He just kept on strumming.
Like you're gonna have to pull these instruments out of my hands.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. But yep, that is number 3, Valerie, Amy Winehouse.
All right. So we are into the top 2 now. And I am going with a Santana song, and it is not the one you expect. It is not Black Magic Woman. It is She's Not There, which is a cover of a Zombies song.
Whoa, I gotta check
Yeah.
this out. Like, I'm
Oh,
sure I've heard it, but like,
song absolutely rips. Like, I don't even know how to explain it.
what
But
album is
yeah,
it off of? That like the Shango one?
Moonflower. So yeah, it's late 70s. I want to say it's either 77 or 78. Um, but yeah, it's like if you so I heard the Santana version before I heard the Zombies version, and I like can't really listen to the Zombies version. The Santana does it so much better, and I don't know because Carlos doesn't sing too often in Santana songs. Usually, at most, it's backup vocals. Whoever he has singing in this song is just incredible.
Boned Apple Tea.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. You have it playing through the headphones.
Oh yeah, I'm I'm catching up on what I'm missing out
The
on.
color of her hair.
Hell yeah. No, that's a good choice. That is a great choice. And one I did not expect. I thought you were gonna say like Evil Ways or something.
That would have been a good one too. Black Magic Woman. That's a really popular choice as well. He has quite a few covers. He has a whole album full of covers where he gets like super popular artists to do the singing, and then he just rips the song. Like one of them, I'm trying to think. Oh, it's Whole Lot of Love, and he has Chris Cornell singing on it.
Rowdy.
Bonkers take on that song.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of popular covers, I will be coming in at number 2 with All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, originally written by Bob Dylan.
Yep, fair.
Nothing left to say.
All right, so we are on to the piece de resistance. So for me, this is a very obscure song that probably not too many people know, but it is incredible. And the song is Silver Shadow by Incognito, which is a cover of an Atlantic Starr song from the mid 80s. And so the Incognito version is off of the 2014 album Amplified Soul. And it's like probably like one of their, oh man, I don't want to say it's top 10. Top 20 for sure, maybe top 15, maybe top 10 songs. But if there is one song off my list that like you listening want like are just like, all right, I'm gonna go listen to one of these, listen to this one because it is just it is bonkers. Like the bass is groovy to another level. There's horns. The singing is just majestic. I don't know. It's an incredible song. One of the songs that honestly just drew me into the acid jazz genre as a whole. Like that was one of the first ones when I was getting into like Jamiroquai, Incognito, James Taylor Quartet, Brand New Heavies. Like Silver Shadow was one of the songs that just like pulled me into that genre and was like, yeah, this is some real music.
Dude, hell yeah. I definitely have to re-listen to that. I know I've heard it before, but the fact that that's your number 1, again, people go check that shit out. That's a good choice. And again, I love that we don't compare our list before this and that I just have no idea what you were gonna say the whole time. It makes it
I
more fun.
figured we would have some overlap. I did not expect me and Bobby McGee. I thought I had that one as like a nice little surprise in the back pocket. And then I mean, that's a great song, so fair.
It is, it is. But yep, so number one for myself is a song that contains everything in music that I would want in a single song. Proud Mary by Tina and Ike Turner. Originally
All right.
written by CCR.
Yep. The
And
CCR version's great too. But yeah, Tina.
oh my God, dude. So I say everything in music. So I love little banter at the beginning. They're playing the bass. You got that deep voice, looking for a job down in the city. And then Tina's like, you never, ever, ever. And is just talking over it. I love Outkast does that shit when they're just talking over their beat. And then it goes into the slow groove. You get into the funk. You feel out deep voice, women, guy voice. And then it just shoots you somewhere. You don't know where you're going. And then horns come in. It's an absolute party down Bourbon Street. And you're just two-timing the whole first half. Fucking love this song. Proud Mary. I'm rolling rolling on the river.
Yeah, man, Tina. Tina is just like a great example of someone who knows how to win and knows how to succeed. Like Tina did not write a lot of her own songs and like does not like play many instruments. Like she is just someone who knows like how to succeed. Like is always surrounding herself by super talented musicians. Maybe doesn't write the songs, but knows what will play.
Recently
And is
inducted to the Hall of Fame as well here in Cleveland, Ohio.
And yeah, she's obviously just an absolutely incredible vocalist, but like just talk about somebody who just takes all the right steps and is like always just doing the right things for success. Tina Turner.
You know what, people? Klep and I are from the city of music, Cleveland, Ohio. That's what we're marketing ourselves as here on Vinyl Stallions. The city of music history. Cleveland, Ohio, Vinyl Stallions, a podcast about all things music.
Hell yeah. And if you want to hear a full album review of Tina Turner's album, Private Dancer, check out episode 22. Released, honestly, a year ago from today.
Shut the fuck up.
This episode won't come out on April 13th, 2023, but Private Dancer album review came out on April 13th, 2022.
Oh my God, dude. I need to lose. I think I've gotten uglier since that review. What do you think? What do you think, Stampede? Should I keep the stash?
Well, here's the thing. If you keep it, you are going to need to start carrying a broomstick around with you.
Why is that?
To beat off all the women that will be chasing you. You're going to need something to fend them away.
Well, if you find this mustache attractive, please hit us up because I have yet to find a single one. No rings.
At Vinyl Stallions.
Slide in for all the good stuff. Even our next top 10 review.
What will it be?
What will it be? If you have any suggestions, please put it in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this one. It's a lot of fun to do these things. We really want to hear feedback because we know we are missing about 1,000 other ones, which brings us to our honorable mentions. I only have 2 of them. I know, Klep, you have a lot more. One was Dazed and Confused by Zeppelin, which you had said. Another one that I couldn't put on but saw was Twist and Shout by the Beatles, originally written by the Top Notes. But I honestly should have put Twist and Shout. Actually, no, yeah, sorry. I'm thinking of Shout by the Isley Brothers. That was the other one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Shout Part 1 and 2. But this is Twist and Shout, so honorable mention.
Yeah. So, okay. And so Eiley Brothers would be another good example of one that I couldn't put on there because I don't think their version's better than the original. Like they do a version of Summer Breeze originally by Seals and Crofts, but I like the Seals and Crofts version more. So like I just couldn't put it on there. But yeah, some honorable mentions for me that like did meet the criteria where I'd say I like this version more than the original. I Can't Quit You Baby, Led Zeppelin, originally an Otis Rush song. Got another Led Zeppelin, Nobody's Fault But Mine, originally by Blind Willie Johnson. Tainted Love by Soft Cell, originally by Gloria Jones. Ain't Too Proud to Beg by the Rolling Stones, originally done by the Temptations. And the Temptation version is fantastic. But something about Mick singing this song just like somehow makes the song even better. The Man Who Sold the World by Nirvana, originally done by David Bowie. Black Magic Woman, which we kind of talked about, Santana, originally done by Fleetwood Mac. The song America by Yes, originally done by Simon and Garfunkel. Every Little Thing by Yes, originally done by the Beatles. Woodstock by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, originally by Joni Mitchell. And then for my last one, Turn the Page by Metallica, originally by Bob Seger.
We got Metallica on our minds.
Oh, yeah. On the road. Here I go.
That is a fucking ripper of a song. Shout out to Bob Seger's version as well.
Yeah, they're both good, but I mean, the Metallica version just gets so big.
Rowdy. Well, if you're still with us, we appreciate it very much. We love doing these things again. Put some comments, put ones you would have rather seen in your top 10, our top 10 in the comments. And if you have any top 10 lists you want to see us do, let us know as well. Besides that,
right.
My name is Spruce.
I'm Klep.
And this has indeed been another episode of the certain podcast called Vinyl Stallions.